Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The side nobody talks about, the loving father and grandfather. We have talked about the statesman, the leader, the reformer, the conqueror who forgave. But today, come with me into his home, away from the battlefield, away from the pulpit, away from history books. Come and see who Muhammad was when he was simply a father, a grandfather, because this side nobody talks about, and it may be the most beautiful side of all. He had a daughter named Fatima radiallahu ta'ala anha. Whenever she entered a home, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would stand up. This man, the leader of a nation, the prophet of God, the most respected man in all of Arabia, would stand up for his daughter. He would talk to meet her, take her hand, kiss her forehead, and seat her in his own place. He said about her, Fatima is a part of me. Whoever angered her, anger me. Remember episode 5. This was a word that buried baby girls alive. A word their having a daughter was considered a source of shame. And yet this man stood up every time his daughter walked in. He did not just make laws protecting women. He demonstrated their honor with his own body, with his own action, every single day. Then there were his grandsons, Hassan and Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhuma. Once the Prophet was leading the prayer, hundreds of companions behind him. In complete silence and reverence, he went into prostration, the most sacred moment of prayer, and stayed down longer than usual, much longer. The companion waited, confused, concerned. When he finally rose, they asked him, O Prophet of Allah, why did you prolong your prostration so much? He smiled and said, my grandson climbed on my back. I did not want to rush him. Let that image sit in your mind. The Prophet of God in the middle of prayer with hundreds watching, staying in prostration, so a little child could enjoy his ride a little longer. He could have gently moved the child. He could have assured it. He chose his grandson's joy over his own dignity. This is who he was. He was once giving a sermon to his companions when he saw his grandsons running toward him, stumbling in their little robes. He stopped the sermon, stepped down from the pulpit, picked them both up, held them close, then looked at the crowd and said, Allah spoke the truth when he said, you are well and your children are at real. I saw these two boys running and I could not be patient. A prophet admitting he could not resist the pull of the grandchildren's faces. People of power in the ancient world were distant, cold, untouchable. Pharaohs did not play with grandchildren. Caesars did not stand up for their daughters. Emperor did not stay in prostration for a child on their back. But this man did, because the greatness was not the greatness of ego. It was the greatness of love. Real documented historical love. A man's true character is not seen on the battlefield. It's not seen in the courtroom. It's not seen in the mosque. It is seen at home with his family when nobody is watching. And what we see in the home of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is tenderness, is laughter, is a grandfather of the poor letting children climb his bike, is a father standing up every time his daughter walks through the door. They painted him as harsh, as cold, as a man of war, but history shows us a man who could not resist picking up his grandchildren in the middle of a sermon, a man whose daughter was the piece of his heart that walked outside his body, a man who taught the world that true strength is not hardness. True strength is love.